Have you heard of Olivia Erlanger? Olivia was born in New York and studied art at Lewis and Clark College and Parsons School of Design. While she was at school, she studied literature and sculpture. When you hear her talk in interviews, you can tell that she takes a real cerebral approach to making art, obviously stemming from her love of literature and cinema. On the spectrum of style, I would say that her style lands somewhere close to simplistic and economical. Very few reoccurring motifs that pop out in her art. But you can see that the empty spaces in between the subject matter, the visual isolation of the figures in itself is a creative style. It's her artistic decision to force the viewer to fill in the gaps. It's to get the gears in your mind to start turning. This is a piece of art of hers that I love and a song that I think goes well with it.
Down to you, you're pushing and pulling me down to you, but I don't know what Now when I caught myself, I had to stop myself from saying something that I should have never thought. Now when I caught myself, I had to stop myself from saying something that I should have never thought of you. You're pushing and pulling.
This piece is called Ida and it was made in 2017. This song is called Caught Myself by Paramore. Both record and art piece explores ideas of female agency in relation to external forces. In her statement piece for Ida, she says that while reading about Freudian slip, Freud's studies in female hysteria, Erlanger was led to a contemporary reading of the psychoanalytic interpretation of The Little Mermaid, 1837 version. In it, Ariel is compared to Freud's first patient for female hysteria, Ida Bauer, whose voice loss mirrors the story of Ariel, the little mermaid who gave up her voice to walk on land and marry a prince. For her installation, Ida, the artist sought out an active laundromat in Los Angeles mid-city neighborhood as the laundromat is an important community space that crosses different classes and brings many different kinds of people together to do a form of labor that is traditionally coded as women's work. At each, she would install mermaid tails hanging out of washing machines. In allusion to Hans Christian Andersen's story, Freud's reading of it and the psychoanalyst's work with Bauer.
Let me down to you, but I don't know what I want. No, I don't know what I want. You got it, some kind of magic, hypnotic. You're leaving me breathless. I hate this. You're not the one I believe in. With God as my witness. Now when I caught myself, I had to stop myself from saying something.
Man, I don't really listen to a lot of rock, but the trinity of guitar, drums, and vocals, that shit just works. It just always sounds good. I think there's few things that humanity gets right over time, and the stumbling of that combination is one of those things. I don't think it's ever going to get old. Live drums, live guitar, multiple people in a room jamming. I just love that. I just love music. Yeah. Now, I don't know anything about Paramore besides the fact that when we were young, my brother would play that one song all the time when he was emo. To me, this song is about internal conflict in respect to the thoughts and feelings about a person, maybe a romantic relationship. The overall tone is frustration, the feeling of frustration. The aggressive buildup of the instrumentations and the vocals of Haley perfectly encapsulates the frustration and maybe even the anger of wrestling with one's emotions over someone. Let's take a look at this piece from a high level. Okay, so I find Ida so visually captivating because of how efficiently it makes a statement, using two very plain visual elements. Okay, we have the mermaid tail inside of an industrial commercial washing machine. All right, nothing more, nothing less, but I feel that the statement is
loud and important. All right.
These two elements exist on very far ends of the visual spectrum to me. The washing machine that we are obviously all very familiar with, that we interact with a lot, and then the tail of a mermaid, which is we don't see every day, right? Very different things, and when they come together, that is interesting, that's compelling, that's stimulating to me, right? And if we connect it back to the song,
You got it, some kind of magic, hypnotic, you're leaving me breathless. I hate this, you're not the one I believe in. With God as my witness.
I don't know, man. I feel like, and let me know what you think in the comments, but I feel like this part of the record you can easily slot into a Disney movie or the Disney version of The Little Mermaid. It has that whimsical feel, if you know what I mean. Like the drums and the strings, they drop out. Well, the guitars, they drop down a little bit. Her voice is softened and it gets more steady, right? Like melodramatic, like a Disney movie. And I feel like you can put a Disney montage like over this part of the record and it would fit perfectly. Once again, calling to why I think this is a great pairing with the piece, but also the lyrics, what she's saying in the record, right? She's talking about what she wants. She's talking about what she wants in someone, what she sees in someone, what makes that thing about them so desirable, the magic about that person. And if you remember the story, Ariel's story in The Little Mermaid, you remember that she really wanted that guy and what she gave up to get that guy, that feeling of desire, right? So I think that even further strengthens why I put these two together and why I think they go really well together. But let's listen to the record a little bit more, because my favorite part of the record is actually when it gets to the end of the record, the way it escalates and it layers up.
In my heart it's not you.
Music is so magical, bro. Like, to me, music is a tool. Music is a tool that you can use if you are emotionally unequipped, right? If you don't have the right verbiage, you lack the vocabulary, you lack the emotional tool set or the safe space to get a feeling out there. You can use music to get that feeling out there in a healthy way, right? And with this record, that feeling is frustration or upsetness or anger. You can, if a person was to feel any of those feelings, they can listen to this record by Paramore and actually get that feeling out and feel good while doing it, or at least feel cathartic in listening to it. It's just, that's music, bro. It's great. Olivia is someone that loves cinema. I too love cinema. When I found this out about her, it gave me more perspective on her art. When you consider the fact that she studied literature and she loves cinema, you can see that her art is a philosophical conversation. It's an open dialogue between us and her, the same way that most great movies and literature are. When I was a kid, fantasy movies were peak cinema to me. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, etc., etc. But there were certain kind of fantasy movies that had a visceral effect on me. They were movies rooted in fantasy that had a element of blended reality. Movies like Pan's Labyrinth, Chronicles of Narnia, Bridge to Terabithia. In them, there was a mechanic of a way of crossing from the real world into the fantasy world, and that's the same feeling I get when I look at Olivia's work. To me, it makes her stories, statements, philosophical conversations hard to ignore when observing her art. If you love movies, books, think pieces, whatever, take a cue from Olivia and channel whatever spark you get from consuming that thing and make that art. I think artists are a conduit, a unique prism of the times we live in. They are forces that show us the current human condition in the form of unnatural creation. The highest artists to me are obsessed with just a few concepts or ideas, and they spend the rest of their lives being the only vessel giving you that spectrum of light, a marker of time that never was and never will be. Do me a favor, like this video. I'm just trying to grow. I'm just trying to build a community of people that love art. In the comments below, let me know what other interesting pairings of music and artwork you would put together for Olivia. Subscribe to this channel to become a member. Once again, my name is Sean. This is Memory and Gallery, a space for art lovers and makers. Peace.
Say